boys done playing? Clean your boys up, go back to the North End. Vinny will pay you back tomorrow.
Congratulations for playing such a great job in the role of Bruce Lee, Birth of Dragon. I didn't know that Bruce Lee was funny. He was very direct, honest, very confident, a little cocky in there, but great job. So was this a role of a lifetime for you?
When I got the role, I was like, yes, I got the role. But a moment later, oh no, I got the role. I mean, it's a lot of pressure, right? Because he's very well documented, and everyone has an idea who Bruce Lee is. I've played other characters that are historical figures in my career in Hong Kong, but no one as documented as Bruce. So you have to really think about what you're doing. And for us, we immediately decided we're not going to imitate him, because imitation is a form of a parody. And if I did this throughout the whole movie, it would defeat the purpose.
And you're not Bruce Lee.
No, we're just someone pretending to be Bruce Lee.
Right.
So rather than pretending to be him, I had to be him. So you have to embody him. So thankfully, growing up, I trained with Wong Shun-leung. He was my sifu in Wing Chun, and he was also Bruce Lee's classmate and instructor. So a lot of Bruce Lee's ideas that he eventually developed had an origin with my sifu. So we had that commonality in terms of, and I also heard a lot of stories about him through my sifu outside of the martial arts world and outside of the movie world. So I got a better idea of who he was. And having worked in Hong Kong for 15 years, I've worked with a lot of people that was pretty close to him. And also through them, I hear a lot of stories, and was able to take these stories and kind of mesh them together and formulate an idea of who this person is, and do my best to embody that, those characteristics that I heard about.
Very interesting when you mention that, because working in Hong Kong for 15 years, your sifu was his classmate. Yeah. So, because you probably already know Bruce Lee through all these stories. Can you talk about the audition process, since I'm sure there are many other actors also audition for this role?
We sent in casting tapes. And then my buddy Andy On, my co-star in Once Upon a Time in Shanghai, my best friend, he got an offer to cast for the role. And he said, I don't look like Bruce Lee, but I have a buddy that kind of does. And then they introduced me to them, and then him and his fiance and his friend spent 6 hours helping me film a casting tape, because George needed a lot of scenes. Okay, and
you mean fight scenes?
No, like he gave me a lot of scenes to do. I was like, wow, there's a whole stack of papers. And then I did all the scenes. I sent it in. You don't think about it, because we cast all the time for U.S. movies and never get it. And but surprisingly,
many disappointments.
Yeah, well, we don't think about it. You don't think about it, you don't get disappointed. So so I mean, thank God, I got a call back, which was strange. And then I spoke to George on Skype, and he seems to think that I had the qualities to fulfill this role. And after some back and forth, eventually got it.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. How long was that after you?
I think it was almost 6 months. I think it was a lot of back and forth. But I mean, during that time, I was very busy with a bunch of projects that I was working in Hong Kong. I didn't have a lot of time to think about it. But as soon as I was filming A Fist Within Four Walls, that TVB series that did pretty well, when I found out about it. So it was surreal. It was surreal. I was bragging, I think, the whole time to everyone on the TV station.
They're like, okay, we got it.
Hey guys, I'm playing Bruce Lee in Hollywood.
Yes, I want to be big, and you guys won't see me here at TVB.
Say that. I did not say that, because I'm going back to TVB in September to film a TV show.
Growing up, I watched TVB.
Did you see my show?
I don't speak Cantonese.
Doesn't matter.
Is there like one with Vietnamese dub? Is there one with Vietnamese dub? Okay.
Yeah, watch it. It's a great show.
I'll do it.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Shaolin sent Wong Jackman to spy on me. He may be the only person in this world who can tear down everything I've been working so hard to build up. Sooner or later, gonna have to fight him.
I really enjoy watching Birth of the Dragon because I thought your fight sequences was amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, seriously, and you made me laugh. You made me a little emotional at times, and I'm like, this guy is like the perfect actor to play Bruce Lee.
Oh, thank you so much.
Very charming. I didn't know he was very charismatic, funny, and many other things that I learned from watching Birth of the Dragon. So did you get a chance to talk to his family, beside your Sifu, you heard stories?
Oh, I didn't get a chance to speak to his family, but I did speak with a lot of people. Having worked in Hong Kong for 15 years, a lot of those people are very close to Bruce. And working with these people in this industry, I hear a lot of stories. And those stories are great because they're outside of the movie world and outside the martial art
Like what
world.
kind of stories can you share with us?
Like for instance, there's a gentleman, his name is Yunhua. I worked with him on many movies, and during one shoot, you know, we're waiting on the set, talked about Bruce. He told me Bruce Lee he loves dance. He loves music. He likes to play jokes on people. He's confident to the point.
He was a jokester.
He was a jokester. He was confident to the point of a slight arrogance, but you loved him because you know he had a good heart. Like in the set, he would take care of all the people that usually do not get taken care of. Make sure, like the stuntmen and so forth, he makes sure everyone got what they got using his status. So he was a good man that people admired and adored. And he also seemed to have superpowers. Like for instance, he told me there's this dumbbell, or this dumbbell that was super heavy, and Yunhua had to lift it with 2 hands to get it up, but Bruce would effortlessly pick it up 1 hand and do so. I mean, you hear all these stories. So gathering all these stories, all these aspects of him, I try to embody that in the character. Because like I said, you don't want to imitate the guy, because kind of parodying him.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Master Wong. So what do when a badass comes at you in an alley?
You must ask yourself, why is he doing that? He's fighting against the world. He's on the wrong path.
But what do?
The role of a Sifu is to bring him into harmony with the world and with himself.
Suppose he's trying to kill you.
Then I suppose you kick his ass. But having done that, you offer him the possibility of enlightenment.
Have you come to offer me enlightenment?
I have come to accept your challenge.
After understanding, hearing all these stories and these characteristics of Bruce, I used those things to embody him, and hopefully that came through in the movie.
I mean, I learned that you are, of course, you're a great martial artist yourself. You got your master's degree in education.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
And why did you move to Hong Kong 15 years ago?
I wanted to be a movie
star. Because you grew
star.
up in Chicago, right?
I grew up in the suburbs outside Chicago. I got my master's degree in education. I taught for a year, and I wanted to make kung fu movies. Because I would train in Hong Kong every summer, and I got to know some people in the entertainment business, and I did some extra work in movies, and I'm like, it's not that hard. I can do it.
Oh, come on.
But it was terribly hard. I mean, it was
stunt double. I heard was the hardest job in Hong Kong.
Well, not the hardest. There's a lot harder jobs. I mean, there's jobs that are harder. I mean, but it's a difficult job. I started off as a stuntman, then I moved on to become an action choreographer, then an action director, and also, you know, acting and starring roles and all that. But it was an uphill thing.
Wow.
It was slow. It wasn't fast. But but it was good preparation to what I'm doing now.
And so now, you saw the film already, right?
Yeah, I saw it quite a few times.
And what can you tell us? What is your favorite scene? And especially, I have to say, the fight sequences with you and.
I think the third. I think everyone who's seen the movie really enjoyed the third act, including myself. Like I said, this movie is not a biopic. It's not a documentary. It's a fan fiction. It's a kung fu fable, akin to those movies like Yip Man and Once Upon a Time in China. You take a historical figure, put him in embellished situations, but reacting genuinely. So I think this is the same type of movie. Yeah.
I understand that your co-star, he doesn't have any martial arts experience. So can you talk about those fight sequences that you shot with him? Those were amazing fight scenes.
Well, I mean, he worked very hard, Sha, and I known him 10 years ago. I worked on a movie with him called Dragon Squad. I was a choreographer on it, and so I know him already. So it was easy to get, to start working with him and everything. But he worked very hard. He had quite a few doubles, very, very capable doubles. They were superb martial artists. But he's an actor first, and he needed to carry that character as an actor. But at the same time, he had to carry himself as an extremely good martial artist to be able to fight Bruce and give Bruce a challenge, right? And he worked very hard. I mean, he's always working. And he doesn't take off his shirt in this movie, but he's jacked up. Like, He
So
is,
we only see you just, took off your shirts in this movie.
they
show off
don't
your
give me a lot of
eight-packs.
clothes for some reason for
So
all my movies
sorry.
in Hong
yeah,
Kong.
that's what happened when you play the role of Bruce Lee.
Well, even before that, they don't. It's weird and
And it's okay. You're fine with that.
long as it's not too cold, it's okay.
Yes.
Raised up from the ashes, never doubt us now. A new face for this next generation.
No rules, no holds barred.
No limits, you guys kill each other.
Now you begin to exceed your limits.
What limits?
Well, now what's next for you, Philip?
I'm currently working on a three-season TV series in China right now. After that, I'm going back to TVB to film another TV drama. I have a movie, another Hong Kong movie premiering on September 4th called Color the Game, and I have five other movies coming out this year.
Crazy busy schedule.
It's I thank God for it because I'd rather do that than sit home and wait for jobs.
Well, great job, Philip. Thank you so much, and wish you the best.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Question.